Hey everyone, how you doing? I'm Lazlow the MST guy and welcome to the show. Today we're going to be looking at Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode 101, The Crawling Eye. That's right, the guys have finally made the jump from local UHF to big time cable. And with this jump comes some big improvements too.
In the not too distant future,
New intro, new sets,
to make his robot friends. Robot roll call cabin.
and the bots have had some work done as well.
Tom Servo.
We also get a new door sequence.
Hold on, roll that opening footage again.
Does he use those special parts to make his robot friends?
Stop! Right there. Is that Josh and Trace behind the counter in the opening credits?
Yeah, I think it is, Simon. Nice catch.
It's what I do.
The episode begins with the first ever invention exchange. Joel shows off his electric bagpipes, and the Mads demonstrate their new anti-sweating formula.
Wetness sensors, we see that they are free from wetness and or odor.
After the invention exchange, they have a brief discussion about the Mads' new lair, Deep 13.
Hey, I noticed you moved. You guys must have got kicked out of Gizmonic Institute for shooting us into space like this, I bet.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. We moved.
It's our grand reopening. Welcome to Deep 13.
And with that, we head into the movie, The Crawling Eye. We open with two mountain climbers perched on a ledge, while a rather ominous matte painting looms in the background.
Hang on a minute. Don't see.
When suddenly their buddy's attacked and he falls to his death.
Right, click string. You idiot, we nearly had him. Why did you let him go? Didn't you see What are you talking about? His head. It was torn off.
And after that little bit of excitement, we cut to Sarah and Ann Pilgrim taking a little train ride to Geneva when Ann looks out the window and sees a mountain.
Mount Svengali.
And if that wasn't strange enough, she faints into the lap of Alan, played by the one and only Forrest Tucker.
What happened to that? Nothing? Now don't worry, it's all right.
Was that supposed to be the mountain that the climbers were on?
Yes, I think it is.
So why are Joel and the bots making such a big deal about Forrest Tucker anyway?
Welcome back to another edition of Learning with Lazlow. Forrest Tucker, the star of today's film, was born in Plainfield, Indiana in 1919. He got his start in movies in the early 1940s, acting with such greats as Gary Cooper and Walter Brennan. He served in the Army during World War II, but returned to acting after his discharge. In 1948, Forrest received one of the greatest roles of his career in the John Wayne classic, The Sands of Iwo Jima. In 1965, he took the role as Sergeant O'Rourke in the classic ABC series F Troop. Forrest was poised for a comeback to film when he lost his fight with cancer on October 25, 1986, at the age of 67. Well, that's it for this edition of Learning with Lazlow. We'll see you next time. With Anne feeling better now, she feels the need to stop at Trollenberg, which also just happens to be the stop that Alan is getting off at.
Hotel Europa? We've never been to this place. How do you know about the Hotel Europa?
On their way to the hotel, Anne talks about the death of the hiker, even though she shouldn't know anything about the accident.
Last week, 1,200 feet up the South Col. 3 English students, one of them was killed. Was there an accident, Mr. Klein?
Upon arriving at the hotel, they're greeted by Philip Truscott.
Philip Truscott. How are you, Mr. Truscott? Klein, you didn't tell us we were expecting other guests.
And the plot thickens.
Why did I want to come here? What is there about this place? Why do I feel I've seen it all before? Don't worry about it, darling. Lots of people get a feeling like that. Perhaps you read about it in a book.
Of course, I knew I'd seen him before somewhere. On the Palladium about a month ago. They're a mind-reading act.
Oh, that explains everything.
Well, perhaps they wanted some privacy.
Just like me.
So Alan meets up with 2 climbers who are about to head up the mountain. He decides to tag along in their cable car.
Oh, about 3.5 hours. It's an easy climb.
Alan gets to the mountain observatory and meets up with a kooky German scientist.
So you haven't tried the fish yet?
About the accidents then. Yes, I heard about the students.
Yeah, that was one of them. But there have been others. Many others.
Where people climb mountains, there are lots of accidents.
That's true.
Then they have a discussion about clouds.
What cloud? come on, Alan. You know what I'm talking about. The cloud where there should be no cloud.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
Where there are mountains, there are always clouds.
But this one remains static. On the side of the Trollenberg, it never moved.
Oh,
right.
Freak of nature.
Hey.
And I think it's time for a host segment.
Okay, what did you guys think of the movie so far?
Well, I thought there'd be more music. You know, more of a Julie Andrews quality.
Julie Andrews' quality, isn't that a contradiction in terms?
Now, come on, Crow, what did you think of the movie so far?
Well, Joel, I can't understand why everybody's so upset about losing their heads. What's so bad about that? I've seen Servo's head on the workbench lots of times.
Yeah, it screws right off. It's a pop-top.
Yeah.
Back to the movie, we get a good look at that cloud that the professor was talking about.
Joel, will you carry me everywhere from now on?
I gotta put wheels on you sometime.
Hey, look, it's that painting we saw earlier.
The professor demonstrates how the cloud is radioactive.
It's around again.
Where's the cloud? Where is it? Ah,
It's a cloud of baked beans, I think.
sounds like it, right, Tom?
Sure does.
And the girls are demonstrating their mind reading trick when Anne falls into another trance.
2 men in the hut. Anne.
The fat one takes the bed.
He's asleep. There's the fat one, he's asleep. But he's
In the
not
bed.
the one.
In a panic that Anne was correct about her prediction, they call the hut only to find that one of the hikers is missing.
I have to walk back over here.
Can you order me a pizza?
You're right. He's not here.
When, of course, disaster strikes.
Anchovies. He said anchovies.
With the attack on the cabin, they launch an immediate rescue.
On or off for this climb.
Look after yourself, Alan.
Don't worry. I'll stop by the observatory on the way down.
Good. Be careful, everybody.
Meanwhile, Anne's having another episode.
Men
Rico, Youngblood.
climbing the ledge. They're here soon. Soon they'll be at the hut. Keep them away. Keep them away from the hut. Away from the hut. Away from the hut.
Hey, Lazlow,
Yes, Simon?
is any of this ever going to make any sense?
You know, believe it or not, it actually does. Take this for example.
What's the matter? Why does she behave like this?
She's a method actor.
Well, it's like a radio receiver. You see, your sister's mind is capable of receiving signals sent out by other minds. By yours, for example.
Let's start with a simple test.
No.
Can you tell where I'm looking right now?
there is a-
So the rescue team reaches the hut.
These blankets. Frozen stiff.
Must have slept with his hand in lukewarm water.
And they find one of the hikers.
Pants with the legs still in them.
Joel and the bots head out of the theater for the next host segment.
Too bad Gypsy's not here, huh? Crow and
Yeah.
Servo?
Yeah.
It's too bad she's gonna miss out on those piping hot ram chips. Too bad.
Chips? Hey, Joel.
What's that?
I got an itch.
Oh,
wonderful.
She's
Terrific.
got an itch. Okay.
Happy day.
Okay.
Oh, my.
What's that, Tom?
Joel, you remember when we were speculating on her sex?
Yeah?
Well, I think I may have narrowed it down here.
Oh, yeah?
Check that. Sorry,
oh,
false
wait a
alarm.
minute.
Feeling the need to get closer to the mountain, Anne leaves the sanctuary of the hotel and starts the ride up to the observatory in a cable car.
The hills are alive and it's getting scary. That cloud over there wasn't there before.
A search party is put together to find the missing hiker. Too bad he finds them first.
Hey, buddy, it won't get better if you pick at it.
With the cloud on the move again, the professor tells the group his theory about the cloud.
Sagan knows.
Perhaps the world that these creatures inhabit is coming to an end. Perhaps they need to find somewhere else to live. Well, why pick on us? We don't know it's just us. Maybe it's also on Mars, Venus, Jupiter. Who can tell?
So why would they come to Earth?
That's a really good question, Simon. Professor, why would they come to Earth?
Well, it's the atmosphere, I think. You see, it gets much thinner high up. Well, perhaps these creatures need that. The cloud would seem to indicate this too, creating their own atmosphere.
When suddenly, the missing hiker bursts through the door.
Otherwise, all right.
Where have you been? We've had search parties out for you.
I was lost.
But something is not right with him. And wouldn't you know it, the first chance he gets, he attacks Anne.
Then she walked in.
They knock him out, and even more strange, he doesn't bleed.
There's no blood.
He's wearing Mr. Spock's jammies.
So the professor stitches him up, only to have him wander through the hotel looking for Anne.
And that's for killing the fat guy.
With the Cloud on the move again, they lose contact with the observatory, and thanks to Alan's great leadership, he decides that they must all evacuate to the observatory.
All right, everybody, let's get up to the cable car as quickly as we can. We haven't got very much time.
Oh, really? I thought we'd just hang around for an hour or two.
The last group is about to board the cable cars when the little girl that we haven't seen before goes missing.
Please.
My kid? Where's my kid?
Of course, the child.
So Alan heads back down to the hotel to find the little girl. And, are you ready, Simon?
Ready for what?
We finally get to see the crawling eye.
Ah!
Behold, everyone, the movie's title character. Oh, and brace yourself for this amazing little piece of acting.
Now look here, you. Give you a trim.
Wow! Can we see that again?
Now look here, you. Give you a trim.
One more time, in slow-mo. So Alan returns with the girl, doesn't mention the hideous eye creature, and the group starts their ride up to the observatory, when we break for yet another host segment.
Tickets.
Oh, Joe, it was so horrifying.
Yeah, really? You think so?
So ugly, so hideous.
Yeah, that was some eye, wasn't it?
Oh, not the eye. We're talking about Forrest Tucker.
Oh yeah, all that Vitalis, those prop glasses, and those heavy, dramatic pauses.
With only an hour before the Clouds reach the observatory, Alan finally figures out the eye's weakness.
Wait a minute. Say it's cold they need.
When Anne is attacked again.
Hey, one at a time, one at a time.
No leapfrog, come on.
And with that situation taken care of, Alan orders the UN to firebomb the mountain.
For a bombing raid. You said that was impossible. Firebombs, that's our answer. Who's the band, Mr. Brooks? Got any special?
Fire bombs? You just hired them.
The Eyes begin their assault on the observatory.
Is there a sequel to this movie?
Yes, the Iger sanction.
No. No.
One of the Eyes is almost on top of the observatory, so Alan heads outside to fight it off.
Wait, let me get a piece of paper. Oh, darn.
Phil decides to try his hand at fighting the Eyes, when he's captured by a ninja eye that snuck up on the roof. So Alan rushes out and saves him.
Rats, I missed.
Yeah.
With the crawling eyes covering the building, all hope seems lost. But the Air Force swoops in and bombs the Eyes just in the nick of time.
So that's what it sounds like when eyes cry.
With the Eyes dead, they live happily ever after.
Well, Alan, for the first time in weeks, the Cronenberg is free from clouds.
Yes, and let's hope it stays that way.
With the movie over, we head back to the bridge of the Satellite of Love for the final host segment.
All right, that's the end of the movie, everybody. And you know what that means?
Yay!
Ram, chips, and dip.
Yay!
And afterwards, a borium power flush. Just answer this one question. I'll give you ram chips, okay? What's 2 plus 2?
Richard Basehart?
Oh, good one. Okay, there you go. All right, yeah.
So there you have it, Mystery Science Theater 3000, episode 101, The Crawling Eye. Overall, not a bad episode. If it weren't for the new sets and retooled bots, I would have to say this one feels a little bit more like a KTMA episode. The riffing is still sparse in a few spots, but the host segments are a little bit better written. Now, as I was watching the end credits, I noticed that Mike is listed as a writer. I actually wasn't aware that Mike had joined the Best Brains team this early on, but apparently he had. Now, you can pick up this episode on Volume 17 from the Shout Factory. In my next episode, I'll be looking at Mystery Science Theater 3000, episode 102, The Robot vs. the Aztec Mummy, the 1958 horror movie that you just have to see to believe. If you have any questions or comments, you can email me at lazlowmstguy@gmail.com, or Head over to layidoffproductions.com and check out some of our other shows. So until next time, I'm Lazlow, the MST guy, and I'm your host through all things Mystery Science Theater 3000. Any final thoughts, Simon?
Can we make some Jell-O?
Sure, why not? We'll see everybody.